Hello, welcome to a midweek edition of ESC Fan TV. I'm live with loads of other panelists ready to give our views on the French national selection, which is being held on Saturday, and you can watch that via the internet. I'm sure there's some weird, wonderful, magical thing you can do on the website. I think it's TV Monde. I'm sure it is. You can watch that on Saturday, and we're here to review all the songs that are going to be taking part. Now, don't forget, click the like and subscribe button if you like our content. And also, don't forget to get involved with the show as well. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce tonight's panel. First of all, because basically, let's be honest, dear friends, regular viewers, I've sacked Stuart off. You know, I've been let loose on the control panel by myself, but ably assisting me tonight, it's the lovely Elliot. Hey, Elliot.
Hello.
You okay? Looking forward to tonight's show?
I am actually. I've been badgering Stuart for weeks of wanting to do this, so I'm really excited we're actually doing it.
Hey, brilliant stuff. Now, also joining us tonight, we've got the wonderful Andy Brooke.
Bonsoir, mon ami, bonsoir.
Was it Terry Wogan said, "Torche, torche, mahogany gas pipe"? I do believe that. That's the correct response.
I know, I have about as much French myself.
Also joining us is Ian and Donna.
Hey, bonsoir.
We've got Phil and Michelle.
Hello.
From the sunny shores of Cyprus, we've got Oben.
Guten Abend, tonight from Germany.
From Germany.
Yay.
Definitely joining us from Cyprus, it's Marios.
Hi guys, bonsoir.
And also joining us, we've got the wonderful Tristan.
Bonsoir et bienvenue.
Hey! Now, you have a chance to get involved in tonight's show, not just via the chat room, but also, as we're previewing these songs, we want to know what you think as well. Go and visit menti.com. The code is 40 44 54 6. Tell us who you think is going to win the French selection on Saturday night, and the results will be revealed at the end of the show. Now, Elliot, you're in the chat room. Anything going on there at the moment?
Yeah, quite a few people there. Say hello to Neil, to Stuart, Joanne, all saying hello to all you wonderful people. And yeah, let's have a good show. Let us know your questions. If you want anything you want to ask us personally, let us know and we'll answer back. I would say keep it PG, but when have we ever been a family-friendly show?
Oh, we are. We're one big family. An adult family, but we're still family. There we go. Right, okay, guys. Without further ado, let's get on with it and listen to the first set of songs. There we have it. The first set of songs to look at this evening. Do you know what? I'm going to go straight to, and I'm going to say this because this is what the final song made me think of. It made me think of Phil and Michelle sitting there, maybe on a couple of sun lounges, drinking some cocktails. Phil and Michelle, what did you make of the first set of songs?
Well, the first one.
Right, I thought it was nice. I thought it was a nice bouncy tune. Didn't like the outfits. The odd sock thing. It's not cute. It's stupid. Stop it.
I just thought it sounded like something. The first one sounded like something from a kid's sort of show at a holiday camp. You know.
Yeah. Thought Timmy Mallet was going to come out and smack someone on the head or something. No.
Sort of thing you'd hear after Purple People Eater or something like that.
Oh, well done. Good knowledge.
Didn't like Ali, did you?
I think Ali looks like if you ordered Adam Levine off Wish, he would turn up.
I was going to say the first song supposedly styles itself as a Caribbean pop.
No, it's rubbish.
Oh. What about the other songs? What about What about the delightful Paris Midi by Ali? You know, the dance track, the dramatic opening.
I thought it's a nice little banger, and you dance to it in the club. Yeah, yeah. Look, read that. Look at it.
Sorry.
And but it just didn't have something that you need for Eurovision.
I was just put off by his sleeves. Yeah, these sleeves look like a wizard.
You had a wizard sleeve.
Yeah, but I thought they looked quite cool. I reckon they'd look great on Elliot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They'd get in the way, wouldn't they? Though.
I'm not sure.
Those sleeves are so frustrating, just flapping about. No, they wound me up the entire performance. I was like, just cut them, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Andy's wearing them tonight. Look.
Yeah.
You know, he designed it himself. He's a designer.
Yeah, he graduated in interior design. He moved to France to work in the fashion industry. He's ended up breaking into music. Now, obviously, the final song, I think it's the one that probably made Stuart, pour a rum and have a drink. It's Mava by Amul. Translates into welcome, and it's about welcoming people all over the world and dance with the ambition of providing some light and warmth in dark times. Ian and Donna, how did you rate this one?
It actually kind of does that. It is a nice bouncy song.
Yeah.
It's very, again, I think there's something we're going to come back to a few times in this. It's very repetitive in the lyrics. There's lots of lines that go round again and again and again.
It's a very simple song, and to me it sounds a bit like what you get on a tourist thing to Hawaii. You know, you just like welcome to Hawaii.
Yeah, it's not.
It's nice. It's different. It's Tahitian as well. It's something different, and it's all inclusive. So why not? Not really my bag though, I've got to say.
Yeah. I'm not. Do you know what? I'm loving. Michelle was sat there just shaking her head. I've still got this view, guys. If you like on the sun lounges, you know, having some drinks and just kind of like soaking up the atmosphere.
That was a nice song.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love the flowery dresses. When was the last time we saw a flowery dress and a bit of nice dancing like that? I liked it.
Yeah, a bit of Tahitian as well.
A bit of Tahitian. It's not the first time that there's been Tahitian.
There we go.
At Eurovision.
The singer does sound bored of his own song, though.
Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with it. It was a nice bit of fun. But I did wonder though, if they send people from French Polynesia, do we have to like get somebody on a boat from Falklands or something? Yeah, and put them in.
Given the travel restrictions they've announced today, I think they wouldn't get allowed in anyway. So I think
I thought it was cheery.
No, it was all right.
I liked it. It was nice, you know.
Yeah,
It made you want to move.
Oh, and let's bring Marios in on this discussion. What did you make of the first set of songs, Marios? Give us your views on all three.
Guys, aren't we Brits banned from travelling anywhere right now in Europe?
In a word, yes.
I think we're banned, right? Yes. Okay. Nah, sorry. All three of them do nothing. Especially the last one is like an episode of Benidorm. Do you remember that? And they're just bouncing away.
That
yeah, I love that.
Oh, that's why I like this song, is it, Tom?
I don't like this. I don't like neither of them, actually. And I remember my days as cabin crew, and I remember all those people getting on the plane, going to these lovely destinations. And no, these kind of sounds don't do it for me. It's just repetitive, boring. And that's all I have to say about that.
Oh, well, do you know what, guys? I mean, personally, I actually quite liked the last one because I thought it reminded me of that great French song from 2010. Ole, 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 ole. Yeah, see, look, some of the panel are moving to that. You know, you should move to the other one. Could have been like.
Yeah, it reminded me of that as well, but not in a good way.
That's it.
Exactly.
Just
Ale, ale, ale.
It's
Ale, ale, ale is the French Eurovision song that should have won. Especially with
Thank
that
you.
crap that actually won. I mean, Satellite was rubbish. But Ole Ole was great. And the singer was wonderful. And the dancer with the bare chest, he was worth 12 points all on his own. But this is shit.
See, now we're getting... So basically, what we're saying...
This is mad.
This is what Andy has given as our tip for them to improve the performance on Saturday night. We're saying that basically we need some nice bare-chested men there for people to kind of look at. That would suit it. I think that's what I'm taking from it.
Take the mind away from the song.
Well, no, I will defend this song, actually. I actually think this is actually quite a nice, pleasant song. And I think that as singers, I think all three of them are very good. And I like how at the end, they all do a vocalisation in the last 30 seconds. I think it's nice.
And they all sound like Habba Habba to me.
If you took the 2010 song and shot it with a tranquilizer dart. But it's nice. It's a nice, lovely song. And, you know, and even their band name, Amuai, means together. And that's how they feel like a family. And they've flown 21 hours to get to Paris for this programme. So I just hope they do half decent. Because that's a long time to get for nothing.
Oh. Do you know what? I out of all of them, I'd say the last one is probably my favourite. But that's because I can just imagine getting drunk to it with people and having a party. And that is just something that, I'll be honest, is in very short supply at the moment. It does bring some light into the dark times that we've currently got. Elliot, over to you. What's going on in the chat room?
The chat room, they're all saying it's nice, but none of them are going to win. Joe is a big fan of Maeva, as you can see. Stuart says that he likes the song, but the dance moves are shocking. I think they're on par with Stuart's dance moves, though, so I'm not sure, you know, why he's saying that. And there's a lot of discussions about the wizard sleeves, so we're now a fashion channel as well. And Joe, to answer about the hat, it didn't match the outfit today. That's why it'll be back on Friday, but not today. But that's what's going on at the minute. It all seems to be like very like. I don't think anyone's expecting a winner from these three songs. Let's put it like that.
Hey, right. Should we get on with Group 2 then?
Yes. Before we do though, make sure you do vote if you want one of those three songs to win. Maybe someone does. I don't know. Make sure 40, 44, 54, 6. Vote in our poll. We'll be revealing results at the end of the show. But yes, until then, let's crack on with group number 2, which is Barbara Pravi, Casanova, and Anjali Ahmad. So there we go, 3 very different songs, a very sort of like grounded summer dance song, very happy, joyful, skippy song, and a very dramatic old French ballad. Let's go to Open first of these 3 songs. How do you sit with these 3?
Thank you. I've been holding myself for the last 14 minutes, and it's like shocked and listening all this unnecessarily kind comments about this terrible, awful song. There was nothing welcoming about the last 3 songs. There's nothing joyful about these 2. There's just a murderous 9 minutes for get through those 3 songs. And I want to congratulate like whoever put these groups together. Like, so we get done the first 3 songs, which is the bottom 3 of this 12. So that now we can finally enjoy some real music. And these 3 songs, like all absolute winner potential, and definitely for me, what was it? Was it Alfred? Alfred or am I? The first one we watched?
Anjali Ahmad.
Yeah, that one. I mean, this is how you put. If you want to do like something like modern, contemporary, up to date beat with a traditional element, this is how you do it. Like, Ali got it so wrong. Amui got it so wrong. That's not how you include some traditional element to an upbeat contemporary music. No, these guys is definitely killer winner, and I see they are going top 10 in Eurovision final. And of course, Voilà, Barbara is amazing. Like, revives so many nice feelings and so many reminds us so many heartbreaks and everything. Amazing, first class, master class songs. These 3 songs, amazing.
Okay. I'm just blown away by that very impassioned speech, Owen. Andy, let's go to you. Casanova, if he wins, it'll be the first time Corsican is used in France's entry since 2011, because the chorus is in Corsican, because that's where I use throm. How do you think the language blends in with the song, and what do you think of these three as a whole as well? You're on mute.
I'm sorry, I usually have somebody to do that for me. Oh, here's the thing.
Everyone's a critic, just because Stuart takes a night off, Andy.
Right, here's the thing. There's something about that Casanova song. It sounds just like something else that's been in Eurovision quite recently. But my memory is dreadful, so somebody else is going to have to work out what it was. It's just too unoriginal. If it wasn't, it'd be fine. I couldn't care less about it being sung in Corsican. But here's the thing. If France wants to win, they have to send Barbara Pravi with Voilà, because it's a very French song. It's different from anything else that will be in the contest. It's a simple song to sing. So she's not going to mess it up. They're not going to mess the staging up. It might not win. And actually, I was talking to a French boy on the internet today who said he's not even going to win the French selection because it's too French. But that out of the whole selection, that is the one I think that would stand the best chance of winning. There was another one, wasn't there? Oh yeah, Hallelujah. Hallelujah was quite good. I quite like that. Yeah, and I agree with what Owen was saying. So I can't better what he said. So I won't try.
Okay. Tristan. Oh, sorry. Any further thoughts, Andy? Did I just cut you off then? Sorry.
No. Feel free.
Okay, I will. Tristan, online it seems to be a massive thing that Angeli Ahmad or Barbara Pravi are the big fan favourites. Do you share that sentiment? Do you think one of these two will win come
Pretty
Saturday
much.
night?
I think Barbara will win. I mean, for a start, obviously, I mean, it's a beautiful chanson. In the jury, you've got Natasha Saint-Pierre, you've got Marie-Mariam. They're just going to be picking it up so much. It's just so much their cup of tea. I love it. And of course, Barbara, she wrote the France's winner for Junior Eurovision this year, or last year rather, the one we've just had. And she wrote the French Eurovision Junior one the year before as well. I get real Barret feel about the way she looks. She looked very much like Barret. Oh, it's actually a mixture of Barret and Marion Cotillard, the actress. But she's got Barret's cheekbones. Funnily enough, the Hallelujah song, Adria Man, that's got a bit of a say yeah 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 sound to it. So there's a bit of Barret in there as well. But in the music, that say yeah yeah yeah, you've got that sort of sound also in Hallelujah. Hallelujah is a lovely song, and they're not a couple actually; they're just friends. She's a florist, and I think Kevin used to be a carpenter. There's a really really nice little story, and there's so much sort of little bits of ethnic stuff coming in. He's I think got Tunisian background, so you got a bit of Tunisian sound to it. And they're not really big Eurovision fans because they were a bit worried about calling the song Alleluia because they thought that people might think it's a religious song and it might put people off. And then the French organisers actually had to remind them that in fact a song called Hallelujah once won Eurovision. That's quite funny. But I love it. I love the multicultural message the song's got. However, the Corsican one, yeah, I've got it second last. Unfortunately, it's not really my thing at all. As Andy said, I've heard it before. It's quite boring, and you got that slow bit and then the jolly bit, and the slow bit and the jolly bit. It's just sort of bit dated. And of course the little la la las. I mean, it's just I've heard it so many times before, and I don't think he's got very much of a stage presence either compared to the other two. I mean, Barbara's just amazing, and Barbara's my tip to win.
Okay, I'm going to jump in before we open us up to the floor because I feel like there's a minefield about to happen with Barbara's song. I'm going to be blunt. I don't think it should go. I don't think it will win. I think it's dated to the point where it's Edith Piaf. It's not even Patricia Cass. It's Edith Piaf, which makes me want to get a bottle of wine and down it when hearing it. Beautiful singer. Wrong. I don't care. Beautiful singer. Lovely song. God, it's so dating what everyone expects France to send. It's too predictable. I don't think it should win. I'm going to say
I agree with Elliot. I agree with Elliot.
I don't see it.
Yeah, a dated song won in 2017.
Yeah, I just thought it sounded a bit musical theatre. It's like the sort of.
It's like a caricature of French music sort of thing. It's what you.
Yeah, it is.
You close your eyes. That's what would happen if you imagine French music. I think it's. No,
that's exactly it, Michelle. It's exactly what I thought. I mean, when they were doing the mashup that I saw on YouTube, Barbara started. I thought, wonderful. Her voice is the best of the females, without a doubt, at that time.
Yeah.
And then I actually heard her song, and then thought, oh my God, it sums up everything you stereotypically think about France and French music. And I think it's just too much. It's lovely.
Can I just?
Yeah, go on, Urban.
Can I just say, not every I disagree totally. Not every song needs to be euphoria. Not every song needs to open a new era. It's song contest, and you have 3 minutes theoretically to enjoy that song, and that voila comes on Eurovision stage, and you have 3 minutes to enjoy. And at the end, you compare which one you enjoy the most. Not everyone needs to open a new era or create something totally new, or just enjoy an old school French ballad.
It might be the year that everybody goes for nostalgia, and if they go for nostalgia, that's the one.
But that's the thing. After the year
they might go
had,
for a banger, in which case it's not the one. Who knows?
Well,
do we really do we really want a year after the year we've had Voila going, after the year we've had seeing this woman coming and basically have a breakdown on stage? Like, the song is beautiful, don't get me wrong, and the lyrics are powerful and amazing, but the issue I have with this song is which I have with Alleluia and Tutti. After the first minute, it's the same. It's the same. And Andrew Lamad, yes, it's great fun, but they were so robotic on stage with a dance
You get
song.
to clap along with this one, and it gets faster and faster towards the end.
Yeah, to the point where she's kind of going, oh, I don't know what I'm saying now, I'm done. Like, she just gives up in the last 20 seconds.
You have no soul.
I know I don't. I sold it years ago.
Considering you're a dancer, I'm really surprised. I'm disappointed.
No, it's a beautiful waltzing melody, just like Andrew Lamad is a good samba melody, and Casanova is a good quick-step melody. I don't think France should send Barbara. I think it's a mistake.
Well, everybody on this side of the screen thinks we should.
No.
We'll see in May then what happens if they do send her. But
I noticed Michelle offered a no.
High five, Andy. High five.
Can I just say something to Andy? Yeah.
I just thought it sounded like a musical. You know, like when the female love interest sings about how the hero, she's really in love with him, but he's too busy doing whatever he's doing, like running a circus or fighting the French Revolution or something.
It is over the top musical, tired and cliched.
You say that as if it's a bad thing.
It is.
Oh, sorry.
Marius, go on, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say to Andy, maybe he was referring to Estonia 2019. Maybe that's the one. And when you compare that to Casanova, was it Casanova or the Corsican one?
Yeah,
I think that's the one, actually. Yeah.
Look how that
but as far as Barbara is concerned, I mean, why not go for an old nostalgic song? I mean, it's not all up tempo and happy. I know that last year was a disaster for everybody, and we need a good happy song, we need happy times, but I think it's a good song. I mean, I think it could do really, really well.
And there are going to be enough happy songs with Russia if they send Uno,
exactly,
and with Iceland and Roop going for Lithuanian. Anybody else coming with a happy song is already going to be a massive disadvantage over those returning big songs.
Exactly.
If you want to beat them, you've got to come with something boring and old and sentimental. Are we going to talk about any other songs, or is that it for the night?
I cannot believe
have my tea.
That's the only time I've heard boring, old, and sentimental used as a positive. Tom, what are the chat groups saying? Because I think we've exhausted this till it's dead.
Do you know what? The chat room is awash with comments. So lots of love for Casanova. Karen says Casanova song sounds like a meh. David says Voila and Aluya are in my top 2 for the French national final. ESC Manga says Barbara is my second favourite. Stuart's playing I'm playing the Oban mentions a cultural organism drinking game. I think his autocorrect's been playing tricks on him though. The French always use the same trick, like the Italians do. Get something more original to Amsterdam, please. Is the comment from WIBM. Stuart's loving Tristan's insight. Gustav says, "Is Elliot's music taste always wrong?" But Stuart's about to jump in the shower because he actually agrees with Elliot this evening as well. And basically, I think Neil sums it up the best. And he says, the secret of winning Eurovision is to have a song that's different from the rest. Now, guys, if that's inspired you to vote in tonight's poll, go to menti.com. It's 40, 44, 54, 6, and go and vote for what you think is going to win the French selection on Saturday night. In the meantime, let's take a look at another 3 songs. Three very different songs there. Let's go straight to, who should we go to? It's like playing roulette. It's like, who going to go to? Do you know what? I'm going to go straight to Marios. Marios, what did you make of those 3 songs? Have we got a winner there?
Absolutely not. I mean, group 1 and 3 seem to be the worst group. And, you know, we were talking about Barbara before, that she's very dated. It's a boring song. But I would say the Juliet song is worse than Pravi. I mean, if there is any song in these 12 songs, I would say that one is the most dated one compared to Barbara. LMK, annoying, and I don't think it will do anything. I think it's at the bottom of the list on Saturday night. And actually, I don't know if you pronounce it right, it's Chepaz. What's his name? Chepaz. I was looking at some videos on YouTube today and they had him 12. So I guess that says a lot. But again, another 3 songs that don't say anything, nothing original about them, nothing interesting. I think that overall we've only got 2 or 3 good songs out of the 12, if we're being realistic. That's what I think, at least.
Okay, interesting. And it's interesting your comments as well, actually, about Juliet, because we did say that Barbara was a very musical theatre-esque person. Juliet's dream is actually to perform on Broadway and perform the role of Satine in Moulin Rouge, which I think kind of inspires kind of like that. Let's go to Phil and Michelle. I think we've got 3 very contrasting songs there. I mean, I think they're better than the second group, but, you know, what's your take?
Yeah, I'd agree, although, is it Chefas or Cefas? I don't know. It was a nice, jolly song, but
there was too many words in it. Can you imagine him doing it live? It's like...
The thing is, I don't remember anything about it now, apart from his hat.
It was a nice hat.
It was a nice hat, but the song I don't think was very memorable.
It was catchy but ordinary. But then I put catchy and then forgot it.
Can't be that.
So it's not catchy. No. Even my notes are out of date.
Yeah, you can probably dance to it, but yeah.
But Juliet, I mean, compared to Barbara, I thought Juliet. Barbara was she looked classical, sort of French, and Juliet looked like a sack of spuds. But I think if you put her in a nice dress and the way that she built the song up to that high note, and she hits that high note on Saturday, it gave me goosebumps. It was absolutely fantastic. It built and built and built and built, and it kept you engaged in it. Whereas Barbara's, I was fed up with it after a minute. I'd had enough.
I think I preferred Juliet song to Barbara.
Oh, blimey.
But
I agree.
I just found the red wellies distracting.
Yeah, you shouldn't perform in red wellies. I loved it.
Can we just mark the date and time, please, though? Because it's like the 27th of January. It's about 8:30 over here, and Phil and Michelle have actually agreed on a song.
Yeah.
And this early in the season as well. I can't believe it.
I know. But I think if you close your eyes, I think Juliet is better than Barbara.
And I think we're also going to agree on LMK because it was rubbish.
She looks like a sack of spuds. Probably something nice. I didn't like the song. It's going nowhere.
See, the LMK is interesting because LMK, the song is supposed to be a hymn for women to encourage women to take responsibility and feel capable of facing all adversities, and expressing the magic kept inside them.
No, I didn't feel any of that, and I'm quite happy to let my husband pay for all my stuff that I'm a trunk around.
Now, I know someone who I think is a fan of LMK. I'm going to go to Tristan. Tristan, what's your take?
That's my guilty pleasure. I've got it in second place. I have heard the song before. I know that I've heard like car stereos go by, and I hear that. I've heard that so many times. So it's not original, but at the same time, that it's a style, and that style is very repetitive. She's got experience playing at Glastonbury, so she's not going to have any trouble in front of a big crowd. And at the very beginning of the song, you can hear a harp. So I'm hoping she does actually play the harp. So I'm hoping that she'll be doing that live in the final, starting off in playing on a harp. That'd be quite impactful. I really liked it. Juliette Morin I liked as well. I prefer Barbara, but I did like it. It was the only thing about it. I mean, the lyrics, people are going to love the lyrics, or the French speakers will love the lyrics. But it's a little bit weird because she's singing in the first person. She's 30 years old, but she's singing about a schoolgirl who's very insecure and is really desperate that other people will like her, and is terrified that she's not going to be liked. So it's sort of because it's in the first person, it's really odd for the 30-year-old woman to be singing these lyrics. But again, non-French speakers won't necessarily know what she's talking about, so that might not matter. Seyfaz, on the other hand, I love his voice. It's a beautiful voice. The song is just a little bit repetitive. And again, it's sort of A, B, A, B, and then he does the A, B bit a bit slower, and then the A, B again. So it's sort of just, there's no sort of like bridge or anything. He's going to get bigged up quite a lot by Amir, one of the other judges. He's actually featured on one of Amir's albums. So it's a bit naughty, that. But yeah, it's a really nice voice, but the song is just a little bit repetitive. But I could listen to a whole album of his voice. It's lovely.
Now, obviously, our flag waver for not Barbara was Elliot. Elliot, is this a bit more current for you?
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to start off with Juliet because obviously that's the big comparison. And yeah, this is miles better than Voilà. Like you can they both have emotion in their voice, yes, but like Phil and Michelle said, and the way they build up to that big note, and if she can hit that, and the lighting comes in correct with that will be a real moment and stand out on the evening. I also like the fact she matched her boots to her hair. Why not? But yeah, I know it's a bit weird maybe singing in from the first person when she's singing about a child, but that could be like her own personal experience, so it makes sense from that aspect. It reminds me a lot of Simon's song from 2019, which I was desperate to win till Bilal came and ruined it. To Ledoux, loved that, and that gives me a lot of that sort of thing. LMK, it's just filler. Nice girl, gives it some attitude. She looks like she's going to punch me, so I don't want to be too mean, but she gives it attitude and she gives it a lot of energy and a lot of sass, but the song is just ploddy and filler, and I feel like it's going to be sandwiched right in the middle of the show between two big hitters, and it's going to get washed over, sadly. I just don't see this going anywhere, sadly. And for Shepard, I really liked this on first listen when I first heard these 12 songs. It was like breezy, it was current, his voice is lovely, it's really smooth and really nice. Then I completely forgot about it. But every time I hear it, I really like it. So I guess if no one's heard these until Saturday, that'll work. But are you going to remember it if he's on song 1, 2 or 3? Probably not, sadly. But no, out of the two ballads, yeah, Juliet is miles better, and I do think this is the dark horse to win it.
But you can't judge a song because the curtains match the carpet, Elliot.
I didn't judge the song based on that. That's just a stylistic point. I think the song is beautiful and really nicely done. Her voice is fantastic. Like I said, her voice builds really nicely throughout the song.
But you said you like the fact that her curtains match her carpet.
No, I said her hair matches her boots. They're very different things.
Sorry.
I liked... hey, no, sorry. The presentation of the artist... The presentation of the artist is also very important because if they walk on looking like, as Michelle puts, a sack of spuds, you're not going to be interested. You're going to go, God, what the hell is she wearing? What's she singing?
I won't be invited back.
Let's throw it open to the rest of the panel. I mean, I think you've got at least two of these I would expect to see on the left-hand side of the scoreboard come Saturday night. LMK Magique is actually probably my favourite, give or take the odd song. Are there any strong opinions on the panel that I've not spoke to?
Yeah, I've got to say, I think Juliet's song is great, and she does have a fantastic voice. She is musical theatre, that's what she does. So she knows how to build that. It was quite a static performance there, and the wee live bit they did, so I'm intrigued to see how that goes on.
Apart from that weird camera shot where they cut to her stomach, where it looks like she's going to pull some magic thing out of her stomach.
Or she had indigestion.
Yeah.
Not sure what's going
but
on
I like that one as well, actually. Sorry, over Barbara. I think it's the way the song actually builds for me, and she dramatises it, that actually makes it feel more accessible to me, and a bit more contemporary and a bit less stereotypically French, if that makes sense. LMK, I have heard that style before, as Tristan said. I think for me it sounds a little reggaeton. I don't know. There's a lot in European pop music at the moment that seems to come back. It's a really big thing in Italy as well at the minute, and I could see like Levante, for instance. Anyone who knows the Italian Eurovision stuff. It's that kind of vibe. So it could do well, and it's underrepresented at the moment in the contest, so we'll see. It's certainly not out of the running for me. Not my favourite, though. But
I thought it was shit.
Yeah. It's not to everyone's taste. And it is very repetitive, yeah.
Very repetitive. Actually, some of the Cephas? The first one.
Cephas, yeah.
It's a nice, as Elliot was saying, it's a nice song, but it's instantly forgettable.
Yeah.
It's forgettable by the end of its own song.
Yeah, it's a lovely sort of summery
like
tune.
That this year that just the song finishes like, oh, that's quite nice. How did it go? Not good.
No, it's very much radio-friendly filler, unfortunately.
Yeah. They're not bad. It's just.
Yeah, I get the vibe there. Do you know what? I've spoken to everyone on the panel apart from Oban, so I'm going to go across to Oban. Yeah, because he looks so chilled out there. He looks like he's just like ready, it's just like bounced up. Oban, you've had a really impassioned plea for some of these songs. Are we going to get an impassioned plea for this one?
I do want to share some strong feeling I have throughout this national final. Can I just say, what just happened? The old glamorous high heel stilettos. I don't want to downgrade female fashion just to stilettos and high heels, but like, what happened? What is this big, massive, wide, like farmer style boots and like? I want the glamorous woman back. Like I don't want to be the center of fire from all these feminists. But like I miss high heels, especially French women wearing the stilettos, walking around like their daily routine is on runway or something. I want those days to come back. I want some more high heels fashion on Eurovision stages, national or continental.
He just wants Eleni Ferreira's catsuit and heels. That's what he's saying.
Wait, I think we've got it. Oh, there we go. Sway the hips as well. Right, guys. Elliot, what's going on in the chat room?
The chat room is quite a wash again, actually. Stuart is like campaigning for LMK, saying it's very current and will win, and everyone's laughing at him, to be honest, in response. And I'm not sure which song is this in relation to, but Gustav has just put this lovely comment, so feel free to message him after the show what you're having. For me, it's gin. But no, it's like I said, it's again a very sort of like imbalanced sort of group of songs. I think groups 1 and 3 seem to be the lowlights of this show. I'm really sorry, guys. What
you're saying, Elliot, is that it's the groups that I'm actually doing doing my best. That's nice, isn't it? Should we listen to another lot of songs?
Yes, I think we should listen to the last 4 songs, which are Philippine, Pony X, and Terence James.
Je t'emmènerai danser, 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 je t'emmènerai danser.
Right, so they are the final 3 songs. If you haven't voted yet as well, 40, 43, 44, 54, 6. Make sure you vote because we're closing it soon because these are the last 3 songs. Terence James there, linked to the UK, is actually Scottish and English. Well, a bit of both actually. But Scottish and English mother and father. And then we went over to France when he was 2 and has lived there his entire life. Hence why there's the bagpipes in there because he wanted his own Scottish flair added in as an ode to his nation. So let's go to our Scottish couple, Ian and Donna. Do you want bagpipes at Eurovision?
I love a good bagpipe at Eurovision. Why not? But it's an interesting mix that they've used it on this song, I've got to say. Yeah. It's like as if they recorded someone, squished it, and then turned it up to 11 at high speed. It's very bizarre. But he could have done better with the lyrics, though.
Yeah.
Couldn't he?
Yeah, the chorus is the same line repeated 8 times.
It's a full 8
I
bar.
counted. The bagpipes thing, it's a nice one, but it doesn't match the rest of the song at all. It's there for the first 10 seconds. A little bit comes in later on as a bed underneath the singing, but it's just like there's 10 seconds. That's like, oh, the song's going to. That's it done. Right, that's the bagpiper sacked. It's a bit odd.
Yeah.
I don't think it quite works like that. You kind of make it part of the song or don't use it.
Yeah. It's a song that I would still dance to if somebody put it on. It's. But it is very repetitive. This one, I'm afraid. Never mind.
Yeah, it's nice enough. It's just again like a
come
lot
back,
of them.
Terence. Give us another Scottish entry.
It's too repetitive.
And what about Philippine and Pony X? Obviously, Philippine, she's our youngest contestant, and Pony X have the bloke with the horse's head in the background. So,
yes,
take that as what you will.
Gimmick or no gimmick? Well, at least he's not on a ladder this time, representing Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
I actually like this. Pony X was my favourite when I first had a listen on Spotify, and even when they did something live. I think they're going to need to improve something in the staging because it seems a little static at the minute, and if he holds his vocal right, it'll be quite nice. It's got quite a contemporary vibe about it for me, very pop-tastic, a little bit Weekend-ish, I thought. But that one's my favourite anyway, out of the whole 12. Philippine as well, I really like her. It's a song with attitude. She's just ditched a man, and she's like, you know what? Think you're coming back? Think again. Get on your bike. Yeah. And she sells it as well. She's got a bit of action going on, and just a few more dancers, shoving them to the floor with attitude. Let's do it. It's got great potential.
Awesome.
Yeah, that song. It's there's a lot of attitude in there. It's a big fuck you to whoever it was. It's great for that. The message is clear there. You're gone.
Yeah.
So it's good. I like it for that. Yeah.
Well,
and Pony X is fun. It's a nice, light fun. And it has a DJ who pretends to scratch.
Just like Petra Mida said all those years ago, bring a DJ who pretends to scratch. Now, Gustav has just put this comment that who cares about the song lyrics where you look like that. So I'm going to go to the one who has no shame when they see a handsome lad on screen, which is Michelle. Does it matter that Terence has a good song or not when he's attractive?
I always say that you can forgive a song being a bit ropey if the bloke's tasty. There was a lot of people in the 80s that they weren't very good singers, but they were beautiful, and we will forgive them that.
Yeah, he sang it well. I kind of think I'm going to agree with Ian that the chorus could do with a bit more, but...
You know, he said it was repetitive, Ian. I counted that you said 9 times that it was repetitive.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I wasn't so keen on Philippine. It was...
Oh, it was too many words again. Why do the French try and squash as many words as they can into a song?
To confuse you.
You can't breathe. You just can't breathe. It's like going, and that dance. What was she doing? She looked like. Do you remember when Britney Spears gave up and just went?
It was very march up and down, wasn't it? March up.
It was as if she took, old Britney Spears' old choreographer turned up and taught her how to dance. After the bloke was awesome, brilliant, loved it.
Yeah.
What's not to like? They should have a line of men behind them. Like when Bruno Mars had all the men in suits, old suits, and doing all the old-fashioned dancing behind them. I think that's what they need.
He was very sort of like Mark Ronson, Bruno Mars, wasn't it?
I liked it though. I thought it was good. I don't know why he's got a horse on his head. It's mental, stupid.
Yeah, we've seen that before, haven't we? As Donna said,
It could have at least been a donkey. We've not seen a donkey, have we?
I think it needs more choreography though. That would make that song. What? Well, I can't dance, but I think that song needs choreography.
Yeah, we like the pony.
All I'm going to say is, Michelle, we've seen enough donkeys on the Eurovision stage in years gone past. We don't need to add more to it. Andy, what do you think of these 3 songs? What stands out for you? Do we have a winner in these 3 potentially?
Oh, quite possibly Pony X. Yes, could easily win. I was cleaning the bathroom, so I haven't watched them before. I was listening to them, and I thought that the Philippine song was Ballon, not Banon. Didn't really do anything for me. The Terence James one, I quite like that. That started off as quite an ethnic number, and I thought that could appeal across the board. But no, Pony X was the best of the lot. However, all of these sound like they're really well performed and auto-tuned to death. They're produced by the same person by the sound of it. They sound just like identical in the way that they're coming across, which is all very well if France stays at home and cheats and has playback at Eurovision like they did at Junior Eurovision. Because otherwise, how are we going to tell whether they can actually perform on a stage? Some of these kids are not very well known. So the winner will come from the 1 or 2 that stand out as good performers.
Okay. And Oben rounds out for us. I'm going to say, as Andy just said about performers and whatnot, Terence actually did The Voice in the summer just gone and made the semi-final, so he's used to performing on a stage. The other 2, I don't think they had. Do you think that will help him and stand out then? Because he has performed live to an audience, like he will on Saturday.
Elliot, like while I was watching Terence James' performance, the music faded away. While I was waiting for my turn, your comments fade away. Just like when I was thinking, I cannot even properly formulate a sentence here. Like when I was preparing my sentences for my review on these 3 songs, I couldn't help my butterflies in my stomach. Like I didn't even realize there were bagpipes on that song. Like I just realized when Donna mentioned it. Like, who listens while watching Terence James for the 2 minutes on that stage? Guys, come on. So, moving on. Pony X, amazing. Winner vibes, winner energy, the presentation, the song, the quality, the voice. Amazing. Moving on. The girl, irrelevant, not even necessary. Moving on. Terence James, thank you. Thank you for blessing us. Yeah.
Well, as someone who actually did listen to the songs and not get distracted by the beauty of Terence James or Philippine or Pony X for that matter, I actually like 2 of the 3 of these songs. And that's Philippine. I think she's got great stage presence and charisma. Just for performing to no one in the camera, she gave a lot of sass and energy. And I do like this song. It's got a really heavy, driven beat in it. Terence James, I really do like it. It's, again, sort of dancey like I listen to a lot. And Pony X, it was fine. it was fine, but again, gimmick or no gimmick, I don't think if the horse's head was there, it would stand out that much. And this is the one song I'm intrigued to see how it's going to come across live, vocally and performance-wise. But let's just open it up to the floor. Does anyone have any lasting thoughts on any of these three songs? Go for it.
I like them. I thought they were great.
Are you just saying that?
No, I'm not. I like. Do you know what? It's nice, isn't it? I make the effort. I've taken myself off the mic for the first time. You know, when it's opened up to the floor.
And off your deathbed.
Well, not quite. The deathbed's been put away for another few weeks now. But do you know what? I think out of all of the songs, I think these three are probably the most varied. I can get the love for Pony X, although I'll be perfectly honest, I think it's a bit too bizarre for me. But I'm actually quite a fan of Terence James's song, and that's the one that I'd probably put up the top on there, because I think that it's got a good vibe to it. I don't know. It's one of these things that's just going to make you forget the troubles, I think, that we're currently going through. And I think it's got a good beat to it. As far as Philippine and Bardon goes, again, you know, I think that's got a nice beat. You know, but probably the weakest of those three. But Pony X or Terence James, I reckon, would be excellent entries for France. Could we
get Michelle to nix some of the spare words from one of the other songs and give them to Terence James for her homework?
No.
Well, I think one thing. What I really like about Philippine's song is I love when she goes. I like her dance. I like her when she goes no. But then when she says we, she's taking her finger like that, which I think is quite effective. That's fun. And Terence James one, lovely song. I do like it. He's got a really lovely voice, and he's a Eurovision fan as well since he was a child, apparently. So that's always nice to hear, because with some of these acts, I've never even heard about Eurovision. I didn't even know that Hallelujah is one of the Eurovision songs, stuff like that. So it's really nice. One thing I would say about Terence James' song is I just find that title is just. Oh, it's quite hard. It's quite hard to say. Je t'emmènerai danser. It's sort of like it's quite hard. But well done for doing it, but it's just such a mouthful. I would have changed it to Je vais t'emmener danser or something like that, just to sort of make it a bit roll off the tongue a bit easier. But it's a lovely song, and I really hope that it does well.
Any French.
Can I just say something?
Yes, Marius, go ahead.
I mean, you would think that out of 12 songs, you would get a few more top-notch ones, but in reality, out of the 12, I mean, we all have our opinions. I would say we only have 2 or 3 true contenders, and that in itself is quite sad, because I expected France to do much better this year, actually. So overall, that's what I think.
Makes it more likely that one of the good ones will win, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Which is a good thing as well, but.
Andy, you have not been watching National Finals long enough, have you? That's a bold statement to make.
Oh, no, I'm barely 29, you know.
Yes, of course.
I still think some of the songs we've heard tonight are still better than France last year. I mean, they've dodged a bullet by Eurovision being cancelled, because that was a shocker that they were sending. So, I mean,
it was.
So, yeah.
It was.
So, you know, this is far superior than what was going to happen. It was going to be awful for them.
I think as well, national.
And at least they forced them to sing it in French.
Oh, well, yeah.
But I think national finals were like a sausage factory. You know, you get something good at the end of it, but you sort of there's a lot of horribleness going on to make what comes out of the end of it. You know?
I was really worried where you're going with that, Phil. There was panic in my eyes. Right. Tom, how is the chat room going? And whilst Tom is looking at that, we're going to quickly say one last time, this is your last chance to vote in our poll. Who do you want France to send? 40, 44, 54, 6 on menti.com. You have until the end of Tom going through the chat room what has been happening the last 10 minutes to cast your vote. Tom, take it away.
Right, the chat room is awash with activity. Gustav can't stand bar none. Campbell loves all of these, would like Amour Fou or bar none to do well. WIBM reckons we will not go to Paris in 2022. Stuart rates Pony X and thinks that's really good. Elliot says he likes Terence's song, but we all know it's really the looks. And Terence James says Terence James, and it is actually Terence James as well.
Hello.
So a big wave. We have been, whilst everyone else has been talking, we have been trying to message you to see if you wanted to jump on the show, but we haven't heard from you. But there's still time if you want to jump on before the end and say hi to us all.
Can I just say, in response to Gustav, I am shallow, yes, but I'm not that shallow.
Oh, can I just say that Terence James was my favourite all along. Much prefer it to Voilà. Voilà is old-fashioned, overrated. What we need is something with very simple lyrics. Preferably.
Oh, Andy,
difficult as it is to pronounce.
Now, I tell you
we got
what.
to the end of the song, we can all sing it.
Time to move on, guys. You have been voting throughout tonight's show to say who you think is going to win on Saturday night. I'm going to shoot round the panel and just ask them who they think is going to take home the crown and the ticket, or maybe virtual ticket, to Rotterdam in May. Let's start off with Tristan. Who's going to win? You need to take yourself off mute, Tristan.
But for me, it's Barbara. She's going to be bigged up so much by the panel as well. Great song, Barbara. LMK will be fantastic as well.
Okay, it's a vote for Barbara for you. Marios?
I would say Pony X, Andrea Mad, or Barbara.
Okay, Ian and Donna?
I don't know enough about the French music scene to tell who they will vote for, but I would go with Juliet.
Yeah, I would say Pony X probably. Juliet is another favourite over Barbara, sadly, and Philippine I'd like to see do well, at least get in the top few.
Actually, yeah, I'd agree with that one. Yeah.
Okay, Phil and Michelle.
Well, for me, it's Pony X. It's a song about being in love with a crazy woman, so what's not to like?
Okay, Oban.
Tom. Regardless how much I really want Terence James to win, my third place is Terence James, second place Pony X, and my first place is Andrea Mad. Hallelujah, definitely.
Okay, Andy.
Terence James, obviously.
Okay, Elliot.
I genuinely do believe this. Radio song, a jury and televote appeal, gets a good slot, you can win it, it's Terence James. And I genuinely believe that.
And to be fair, I actually had Terence James as my number one before we started anyway. Second place for me, slightly controversial with some people, is LMK. And in third place, I've got Juliet, because I think she's the best ballad of the night. Now, you've been voting all night as well. Let's see if now Stuart does this with such flair and finesse. I am not going to be able to do this, I'm sure. Right. You have been voting all night. Voting is officially closed, and the result is ta-da! Okay.
Which one is it?
We have in first place, it's Alaloo with 35%. In second place with 32% of the vote comes Amour Fou, which is Pony X's song, and then it's Voilà. And then it's Best of the Rest, 5% each for 4 of the songs. And then sadly, and it was all, let's face it, guys, it was always going to happen in this. It was always going to happen that sadly, some weren't going to get any votes. There's 12 songs. It's not like when we do Norway. Even when we do Norway and we get loads of votes, there are still some that get 0. So, Elliot, over to you.
Yes, so quick one to say how they're actually going to do the voting on Saturday, because it's a bit different to your traditional national final. So all 12 songs will perform first and foremost, and the voting will open. From there, the top 7 from the public will advance directly through to the final round. From the 5 left, the jury will save 1 as a jury wildcard, and then those 8 will go towards the jury 50-50 televote split, and from that, the winner will be decided.
Okay.
And we all know how a jury wildcard can go. Just look at the UK in 2008. But slightly different format, but from what I know, they'll only be performing once, so we'll see.
Well, you know what we can say, even if. Now,
oh dear.
I know. Now, guys, we are back on Friday night. Yes, another weekend rolls around. It's another Norway MGP Heat, and on Friday night, some of this lovely lot and some other faces as well are going to be back 9 p.m. Central European time to look at the songs going forward in the third heat of Melody Grand Prix, which I think this week is the official warm-up to the French pre-selection, which happens to start literally almost just as the Norwegian one finishes. So it's like a whole night of Eurovision goodness on Saturday. That must mean it's takeaway for us all as well. Now, don't forget to catch that. In the meantime, don't forget our reviews for the previous selections are on YouTube. Go there, like and subscribe to the content. If you don't like it, let us know why as well. Let us know what you'd like to see on the channel. This is the unofficial voice of Eurovision fans, and we are here for you as well. Now, all that leaves me to do is say goodbye to the fantastic panel this evening. Let's say a massive goodbye to Tristan.
Bye-bye. À tout à l'heure.
Bye-bye to Marios.
Thank you guys for another great show. Good night.
Bye to Oben.
Bonsoir, l'Europe. Bonsoir.
Bye to Phil and Michelle.
Au revoir. Bye.
Bye to Ian and Donna.
Cheerio.
Au revoir, à bientôt.
Goodbye to Andy.
Au revoir. And if you don't see me again, can you get a petition up for me, please?
I'm sure we could manage that. And also a goodbye and a big thanks to my co-host this evening, Elliot.
Thank you, goodbye, and good luck France on Saturday. And I guess I should say this, it's a goodbye from my co-host as well, Tom.
Hey, yeah, do you know what? I think this is a new dream team in the making, but don't tell Stuart, he might get offended. Right, guys, we'll see you on Friday night. Until then, it's bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.